Hello and welcome to Geeks of the Round. I'm your host, Matt Moore, and we are here to discuss White Knights, episode 104 of Legends of Tomorrow. All right, and let's introduce the panel. I actually thought it was, I don't know, I liked episode 3 better than episode 4, but episode 4 was still better than episode 1 and 2 for me. But let's see what the rest of the panel thinks. How about you, Charles? What do you think?
I gotta say, there was a lot of things in this episode that pissed me off, but it was a form of getting pissed off in a good way, to where I didn't like what was happening to the characters. I was like, I was actually invested into what was going on, and I actually felt genuine concern for like Martin Stein and Mick and all that. And so I was emotionally affected by what was going on, but that's not a bad thing. It is a good thing, and that is exactly what should have happened. So this episode was fantastic.
Outstanding. And how about you, Lou? What did you think?
I thought it was okay.
That's all you're going to say is you just thought it was okay?
Yeah, it was okay.
Charles just went on a 10-minute diatribe, and you're like, oh, it's okay.
Hey, we didn't have all the spotlight as far as what he thought. I thought the episode was okay. Martin Stein was a dick, and let's be real, Ray Palmer, he should have been the one to die.
Oh, wow, okay. Lou is
he's just so gullible and stupid.
Bringing on the Isaiah hate, right at the beginning.
All right, I'm going to agree with Lou on this, is that, my fucking God, he was smitten with that Russian scientist. He was interested in her. First off, this was 1986, probably around the time when he was born. And so, what?
No.
I believe Matt called we were born in 1986.
Assuming, yeah, he would have been somewhere around 15.
Or well, then whatever. But still, how can you not think that she was a bad guy?
Because you're not a bad guy automatically because you're Russian?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that because of her demeanor, when they first met outside the ballet and her attitude towards him, it kind of gave off a villain vibe. It did.
Well, it didn't give off the villain vibe. It gave off the vibe that she didn't give two shits about him because he was just a dimwad.
Arrogance. When that woman was trying to blow off Ray, she was basically radiating like arrogance. She was.
I don't even think it was arrogance.
I have a question for you, Charles. Would you say Sarah Lance is a bad guy? Or a bad girl?
No, not really. I think of her as more of an anti-hero.
Did she not treat that guy in the bar any better than in the second episode? Any better than this?
All right, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it, and it does kind of make me a little bit racist. Is that it definitely helped that she had a very heavy Russian accent.
All right. I'm just saying. I can think of a million TV shows where the woman is strong and dismissive of those below her. That you.
I don't know how else to explain it. It's just something about her did not feel right.
It's a good example.
Something about it did not feel right. I mean,
it's like you want to know what didn't feel right? Ray was trying to flirt, and the girl wasn't having it because Ray didn't know how to flirt. That's where I was taking. That was
the problem. Was Ray is pretty awkward when it comes to those things. And I just want to point out that the Chuck reference that I mentioned before was Ray Palmer at the very beginning going, I had always wished to, or I had always hoped I could be a spy, or something to that effect. That was a direct reference to his character Shaw in Chuck.
Who was a dickbag.
Yeah. And we got the return of Boba Fett.
Oh, Kronos.
Yes,
Boba Fett. He's Kronos to us, but to Jackson, he's Boba Fett.
So I have a problem with this episode. I liked a lot of it, but I had one major problem with this episode, and that was Hawk Girl's storyline. Like
her rage,
having the bloodthirst, and they're like, "Oh, Sarah should teach her how to not be bloodthirsty." What?
I don't even understand how Sarah has bloodlust because I thought Constantine fixed that.
You know.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a secondary thing is that she's not supposed to be.
They're making it seem like something got taken away, and supposedly Arrow has mentioned, Merlin mentioned it factly that Constantine took away her bloodlust when he returned her soul. But yet, on this show, either it's in her head and she doesn't realize it.
I think that's it. I think that's what's going on. Otherwise, it's a glaring mistake. It's a huge mistake.
Then if that's the case and it's in her head, I could buy that.
Yeah.
Kendra's issue was probably the same thing. It's kind of in her head that she doesn't know how to control her rage just yet. It ain't a bloodlust. It's just more of that, like, Wolverine Berserker Bara.
Uh-huh.
Something of that effect, because, she clawed that motherfucker's eyes.
Yeah. And you notice that her hands turned into talons. Like, doesn't just have wings. She can have talons, too.
Hell, she could completely revert into a actual hawk girl.
Maybe.
For the episode's good, there was its faults. And to me, the faults were Stein being a little pushy and the fact that Ray was just a dimwit.
Ray was a dimwit, but for Stein actually being all that like aggressive towards Jax, I think that was entirely justified, because when Stein pretty much talked to Ray about it, saying like, yes, I realized that what I said hurt Jax, but I tried everything else. I tried to be nice. I tried to be more of a teacher, and none of it was working. This was the only way I could get through to him. And I fully agreed with that, 100%.
It felt like he was trying to be a father, which, if that's the case, I respect it. But at the same, it's just certain things. And you know who else is an idiot? Rip Hunter.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much been established since, like, the pilot.
It's like,
why do you think Rip Hunter is an idiot?
I mean, he took who is Heatwave? What's his name?
Mick.
Okay, he takes Mick with them, and for being a criminal, he's actually smart. Your friend wants to kill you. No, he don't. He wants to talk to us and return us all to our times. No. He's going to kill you and kill us.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what happened. And I'm like, yeah, it looks like Mick is not as dense as we all thought he was.
It seems to be this whole Legends of Tomorrow has been heavy on Captain Cold and Mick kind of being leaders.
Oh God, I hope not.
I don't want Mick to be a leader, but I definitely want Mick to have a lot more lines than he had in The Flash. Because in The Flash, he was kind of, in the background with Captain Cold doing all the talking. And I don't know, Mick does seem to have something to contribute to the team, more to contribute than Ray Palmer does. Because Ray Palmer's biggest strength, Martin Stein has even better. Martin Stein can do everything Ray can do, Stein can do better.
With the exception of shrink.
That is it. I think if you gave Martin Stein like 2 weeks and a lab, I think Martin Stein would be able to pull that off with no problem. Like, he doesn't fucking remember Ray Palmer because he's taught a bunch of fucking geniuses and shit.
Which makes sense to me, and that's why I didn't understand why Ray got so pissed off about that. Dude, this man has been teaching for decades. You know how many kids have come through his class?
Yeah.
It's like, you don't remember me, teacher? No, dipshit, I don't remember you because you were in my class when? In 1994? Dude, we're 2016. I don't remember you, motherfucker.
But, I mean, hell, my teachers from, my elementary school, they probably don't even remember me.
If I had a teacher remember me, I would think he's a stalker.
Charles?
Yes, what?
Unless you burn down the school, they don't remember you.
Yeah.
Good point.
I guarantee it. They don't remember you.
Unless you banged your hot teacher.
There was quite a few hot teachers.
How many years has it been since you've been in elementary?
Well, I graduated from high school in 2004.
So that's 11 years plus 6. So 17 years and 30 people per class, assuming? Yeah,
No.
They don't fucking remember you.
Nope.
Sorry.
I don't care. It was Catholic school. I don't ever want to think about that time.
Oh, I feel bad for you.
Yeah. Yeah, 3.5 years of Catholic school. Fun times.
Ooh, wait, did the nun spank you? Did you have a priest fondle you?
So,
I don't want to dwell on that, man. I don't.
speaking of Rip Hunter, something Rip Hunter did do rather cool was when being chased by Kronos, he ended up pulling off that nifty maneuver, basically getting the attention of Russian MiGs, and it was the MiG-21. Like like the MiG-21 was a thing in. I thought it was new in the early 90s. I didn't realize it was around in 86, let alone in like production. But maybe I'm wrong on that. But yeah, they end up getting those planes to show up, and they literally just like cut the engines and like free fall.
And seriously, you can't turn your fucking plane back? I mean, your ship back on?
I mean, come on, it's a freaking ship from the future. I mean, that thing should be being able to make an espresso machine that's like handed to you by some walking unicorn that shits rainbows.
And let's be real.
What the fuck are you talking about, Charles?
I don't know. It just came out of nowhere.
Deadpool.
Yeah. Yeah, I got Deadpool on the brain, okay?
I guess.
But, dude, they crashed pretty hard, and that ship wasn't even banged up a little bit.
Well, that could actually be prevented depending on the material that the ship is made out of.
That ship barely got touched in the first episode, and it couldn't fucking move for 2 episodes. And now in the 4th episode, it fucking crash landed into a tree, and it's all like, oh yeah, we're fine.
Here's the secret: the Soviet Union had soft landing grass.
Ah, yes, and they had soft trees as well.
Yes, damn those Soviets and their soft, comfortable grass.
Yes.
They had Charmin laid out everywhere.
Yeah.
Let me see. What else do we have?
Soviet Charmin.
Angel soft.
Of course, we have the main storyline where they realize that they're trying to make a Russian version of Firestorm.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. And in the preview for next week, it looks like that the Russians actually achieve it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What would you call it?
Comrade Firestorm?
Now, don't be racist, but what would you call a Russian version of Firestorm? Red Storm?
No. I'm picturing something with the actual word Soviet mixed in.
Soviet Fire.
That's something that I came up with. Yeah, that's something I came up with as well. Yeah.
No, but it's a fierce storm.
No. Soviet Fury, maybe?
Ooh,
Fury Storm. Well. Fury Storm.
No. It has to be related to the Soviets. So it would either have to be Red Fury, Soviet Fire.
Dude, they don't have to have Soviet in it. It just has Fury Storm.
Dude,
it's a female.
So the Soviets were all about propaganda, so they would have to do something with their titles within it. They'd have to.
Yeah, and the whole question was, what would a Russian version of Firestorm be? So it has to be a Russian name. Fury is not Russian.
But Soviet Fury or
yes, Soviet Fury, Soviet Storm.
We'll find out next week. God damn it!
All right. Let me see. What else do we have? Dr. Stein absorbed the energy in the thermal core. I thought that was kind of because they made a big deal of shut down the reactor and then I'll be able to do this. And then like the reactor was still on and he's all like, I'll still be able to do this. It's like, look, motherfucker, why'd you ask in the first place then?
He wasn't sure if he would be able to absorb all of it with the reactor on.
Oh.
So where he was if it was off. But at the same time, Rip is talking about, get the orb out of there. Bitch, they don't want the orb. They want the actual best thing. The motherfucker who created it. Stupid.
I was waiting for you to go doo-doo-doo.
That was a doo-doo-doo moment.
Doo-doo-doo.
Oh, wow.
So basically this episode was setting up for next episode. At least that's how it seems.
That thing I was legitimately pissed off about. I was not happy when I found out it was going to be a two-parter.
But it makes sense. That's how you cut costs. Dude, like Matt said, they did it in the first 3 episodes in a way, staying in Germany.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I kind of like it because it helps to cut the cost a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I believe you called it last week that we were going to 1986.
Well, they said it was going to... Last week, they said they were going to 1986.
No, they said they were going to the 80s.
No, they specifically said 1986. Gideon said that.
In any case...
I could have swore they just said the 80s.
In any case, something that I did not mention during the Flash that I will mention here because it does cross over is, did anyone find it funny that Snart was the mayor of Star City in Earth 2?
Well...
Or not Star City, Central City in Earth 2?
They said a snark, but who could have that been?
They said, did they say Mayor Leonard Snart or just Mayor Snart?
They just said Mayor Snart. But that's
Okay.
it is in the comics, there is a version of Leonard Snart who is a good guy, and he is a mayor.
Okay.
So I just thought that was funny. Because you compare that idea with the Leonard Snart that we have, and it's just amusing. Because
I like our Leonard Snart better.
They have the same traits. I mean, they're controlling. You kind of have to be able to control and manipulate and think outside the box for stuff like that. So I don't know. I could see some traits crossing over from politics to thievery. Strange how I think that way.
Oh, but it's the same shit. It's all the same shit. Politics rob you blind.
Yes.
But they claim it to be legal.
So, all right. So, what else do we have? Do we have anything else we want to talk about other than Rip's pardon? But that was boring, so we can skip that.
The Sarah training Kendra was a little fun, but then it got boring because she's in her own head. I think that's the theory, that she's in her own head and she doesn't realize the bloodlust is actually gone.
Uh-huh.
And she doesn't know it, so she's pulling a Jay Garrett.
Well, that's just it. Is I don't know that she had enough experience with the bloodlust before it went away, because she just had the initial reaction, which was bloodlust all the time. But if she had gone even longer without that bloodlust, she would have gotten to where Thea is, which is, I have to kill one person and then I don't have... Basically, her cycle, as it were, I have to kill someone once a month and then I'm okay for the rest of the month. I just realized that particular storyline is almost sexist.
Maybe it was intended to be.
Like, basically, Thea has to be a bitch once a month, and then she's fine afterwards. What the hell?
No comment.
Holy shit.
And blood is fault.
That is sexist. Oh my god. What the hell?
She has to shed blood once a month, and then she's fine for the rest of the month.
No, she has to spill blood once a month. God damn it.
She has to go drip, drip, drop, drop.
PMS on a whole new level.
Too far, Lou. Too far. Do we have anything else before we get to wild speculation? Do we have wild speculation?
I don't even have a wild speculation.
Yeah, neither do I. The only if I were to be able to come up with speculation, it would only be for what's going to happen next week, and that's it. And to be honest, after even watching the next week's previews, all I can come up with is that, I don't know, maybe Kendra and Sarah come in, save the day, and they end up finding the Russian firestorm doing the Macarena for some reason. That's it.
Wow. Were you trying to get a wild speculation that was weirder than the one I came up with yesterday?
I don't know. I wasn't trying. I was just pulling that out of my ass. Okay,
Yeah, we can tell you pulled it out your ass.
Like a ring pop.
I don't know if he pulled the ring pop out of his ass. He might have had the ring pop.
Definitely did.
No, I think he had the ring pop on his, his man thing.
Never mind. I was doing a vague spoiler without explaining where the spoiler was from.
It's not a spoiler if the clip was uploaded to YouTube.
Yes, however, a lot of people don't watch clips. We're not going to say what we're talking about, just in case. But in any case, I have a wild speculation, and that is I think the crew is going to get a new ally. I don't think this ally is going to travel with them, but I think that this ally is going to be someone they see not only in this coming episode, but is going to come back at various ages throughout the show. The reason I say that is because of the fact that breaking someone out of a jail, traditionally within these DC TV shows, involves making a new friend.
You know, why didn't Rip have a cool toy like his friend did? Where he could just disappear.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he didn't have access to the armory before he defected.
Well, then he's a stupid fool. Get what you can get, fools. Take it all.
All right, so I'm going to wrap everything up. I want to thank everyone for watching. Check us out at geeksaround.com. Twitter, Google+, and Facebook at Geeks of the Round. YouTube.com/geeksofaround. Or give us a call at 801-609-4687. That's 801-609-GOTR. Email is geeksaround@gmail.com. And we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye-bye.